Welcome back to another episode of Surprise Mama,
where we talk about the shit they don't tell you.
Welcome to the Surprise Mama podcast,
where we talk about shit they don't tell you.
And by they, we mean just everybody.
Yeah. You know, like your friends, family, loved ones that just fail to mention
social
things.
Media.
Yeah, social media, you know, that fail to mention the things that you really should freaking know. Or you kid.
Or I will also say, I think some of the stuff that people did tell me, and either they were just too close to me and I was like, whatever, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Or I just was pregnant and I just did not really compute it very well.
Yeah. Or I think in my case where people would tell me things, but it was in such a negative light or context that I was like, oh, no, thank you.
Yeah.
So, I'm Molly.
Oh, I'm Ashley.
And so we're here to talk about the shit they don't talk to you about with hospital bags. To pack or not to pack?
Right.
That is the question.
I think everybody, when they're getting, ready to go into labor or just thinking about going to the hospital for labor, the hospital bag is like this big thing. Like, I got to pack my hospital bag. I got to make sure that it has everything I need in there and blah, 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 blah.
But like, if it's your first kid, you have no fucking idea what you need in the hospital bag.
And
you can like Google it, but guess what, ladies and gents? You still don't know.
And
because you don't know like what your labor is going to be like.
Right.
Don't know what your delivery is going to be like. You don't know if you're going to be at the hospital for 1 day or 3 days or whatever.
And obviously, like, everything is a preference.
Totally.
So think that you Google, or even like what we're going to talk about right now, like it is a preference, but I think there are a few things that are like really, really, really nice to have.
Yes. And I think we're going to share our debate and preferences on those items.
Right.
But then there's like a lot of stuff that, we probably packed or threw in our bags that we didn't use.
Right.
And then it's just taking up space.
Right.
So I don't know. How do you want to drive this?
Well, first thing I want to ask you is, when did you pack your hospital bag, Molly?
LOL. Okay. How do I phrase this? I attempted to pack my hospital bag beforehand, like, because I'm that psychopath that has a spreadsheet and was like, this is the date I need to have my bag packed by. This is when this is getting done, XYZ. That's just like how I function in the day signing. So I marked like have it packed like 3 weeks beforehand because that was what was recommended.
Right.
That's just what's recommended, like, out there in the universe. Everyone's like, do it a few weeks in advance. You never know what's going to happen. Like, for instance, Ashley's.
Because I did not have mine packed and I was 4 weeks early.
Correct. So you packed it
the day up. But I would say most women could probably pack it the day of.
Well, it might be better, but I think it's good to like think about what you want to have in it.
That is true.
We'll get to that. So anyways, I attempted to pack mine a couple weeks in advance, but the problem that I ran into is that I'm someone who, first off, it takes me forever to pack for anything, any trip. Like, you could ask my husband, it's like he'll be packed in 10 minutes. I will take 3 hours because I'm just so like particular and meticulous about like what I bring and how I plan it. That's just like the way I am. I annoy myself when it comes to but like I couldn't decide what to bring. And a lot of the stuff that I knew I needed to put in my hospital bag, I didn't want to put in the bag and set aside because I was like, I'm using this. I didn't have a ton of maternity clothes. I like wasn't going to put like my face wash and like stuff that I like a blanket or things that I wanted to use until like I was leaving.
Well, that's
right.
Yeah, no, 100%, which is why, I mean, I packed the day of, which was fine because I think almost everything I packed
was essential.
Were things that I used that day.
There you go. So there's like an argument for that.
Right, I don't think there's a problem with packing it early. I think the issue that probably someone would run into is that you use a lot of those items that would go into the bag. So I think probably what is more helpful is just knowing what you want to have in the bag.
Yeah.
Like, just being like, "Okay, I need to make sure when the time comes, my hairbrush gets into the bag, or when the time comes, my contacts make it into the," like,
Right. So I made a list, and so,
right.
like, what I tried to do was, like, I had a tote bag, or I think it was actually, no, I had, like, my wheel suitcase.
That's what I did, yeah.
Because it was just easier,
Mhm.
and everything could just get contained in it. Because also hospitals are, like, obviously, like, they're very clean, but they're also disgusting at
I
the
know,
same
that's how I
time.
felt,
So
yeah.
I wanted my stuff to be, like, in a hard
Right.
suitcase, but, like, carry-on size
Yeah.
that, like, could be open on the floor
Mhm.
that I could wipe down later if I wanted
I did
because
too,
I
yeah.
am a germaphobe.
Yeah.
Cool. But anyways, I, like, put stuff in it as best I could,
Mhm.
and then I wrote a list, and I was like,
Yeah.
"Don't forget X, Y, Z." But I would say overall, I overpacked.
You know,
I was the bag lady.
I
I'm ashamed to say it, but, like, I was the bag
I would like to know actually from you guys, do you feel
Yes.
like you overpacked? Because I would hazard to guess most women do.
Hell yeah, we do. We need our
Especially
stuff.
for the first baby. I would
Well,
assume
probably, yeah. When if you're having another kid, you're like,
you know what you need, you know what you don't need.
well, because you've done it
Right.
before, and you're like, this is what I used and didn't use.
Right. Okay, so that
But now we're here to tell you, in case you haven't had a kid,
right.
what we used and didn't use.
So what was I don't even have to go through like everything in your bag, but like
Yeah,
what
don't
were
worry about it anyway.
maybe the top 2 things that you suggest bringing or that you use the most? And what were like the 2 things that you packed that you just like did not use?
Oh, that's such a good question. Okay, are you gonna answer this after me?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, okay.
If I can
Okay.
remember.
Okay, so it was a two-part question. The first part was, what did I use the most?
Yeah.
And what did I not use?
Yes.
Okay. What I used the most was honestly lip balm.
Oh.
Okay, hospitals are so
Yeah.
bad. I used lip balm. I also brought actually I'm like remembering quite a few things. Okay, I'm just gonna
You can go more than a few if you
I'm gonna
want.
laundry list them all.
Okay,
That's
that's
okay.
fine.
I used it's like this light. I guess I
Oh.
could put a link to it, but we still use it when we travel.
Okay.
We don't want to bring like our whole hatch unless we're gone
Mm.
for a while. But it's this little egg light. You tap it on the top, and it's just like this calm light. It's like a yellowy
So you
like
use
that.
that?
I'm like, we used it because the hospital room, there's so many lights in the hospital room, and they're all really harsh.
That is
And when you're
true.
trying to sleep, if you're there, we were there for like 2-3 nights.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So at that point, you're like dying for a sleep. So we actually would use that because our daughter kept getting sent back from the nursery. So we're literally rooming in with her, which was bullshit. Keep them for please keep her for like an hour.
Right.
Like we needed sleep so desperately. But we used that. We used that little light
Okay.
on the table because it helped it to be dark in the room for us to sleep. We also used a little sound machine.
Okay.
Like that was how the hospitals are also loud.
Apparently.
Okay. And we used oh my god. We brought another bag, like a big I this is actually probably like number one thing I could tell anybody. You're gonna come home from the hospital with a lot of extra shit that you did not pack.
Well,
That
you
you need.
hope that you come home with the hospital.
Well, we're gonna tell you how.
Right.
Like,
Like,
you have to have like a little bit of audacity
a little
to like
strategy.
come home with all the goodies. And there's a little strategy involved, but it's worth it. Okay.
Yeah.
Because the nurses, they want to give you all this stuff.
Right.
So I would say the number one thing that I brought with me was this big like extra tote bag. You know, like those big grocery
Yeah.
bags, like the reusable plastic ones. It was like this big. Okay. So we packed like a pillow and a blanket
Okay.
in one. And
Like
then
from home, like you brought your own pillow and blanket.
yes, actually, those would be 2 more tips.
Okay.
I brought a pillow that had a gray pillowcase, and I normally use white pillowcases, but I did not bring white because hospitals have all white stuff. So if you want to be able to differentiate your pillow, it's actually really nice to have your own. And if you're trying to breastfeed, it's nice to have like a soft pillow or something that you're used to prop up your kid with.
And it's also nice bringing your own pillow because it's your own pillow.
Correct.
The older you get, I have found
It
out.
matters.
It does matter. It matters a lot.
matters a
And so
lot.
I didn't bring my own pillow or blanket. I'm going back, I'm like, maybe I should have brought my own. Actually, I don't, to be perfectly honest, I use a blanket as a pillow.
Wait, like right now?
Yeah.
Wait, you use a,
Like my head is laying on just a folded up blanket in my bed.
you don't use a pillow?
No.
Like, do you own a pillow?
I own a pillow. I don't use it.
So, like, where does it lay? Like, at night? Do you use it for like your knees or something?
Oh, don't worry.
Wait, so you put the pillow over your face?
Yeah.
I'm not laughing at you. I'm like, wait a minute. I just love that this came up. Like, does it, like, I need to understand more.
I just like my head's on a blanket.
Like, is it better for your neck?
I feel like any pillows hurt my neck. So I would like,
You need a soft pillow that isn't super hard and you're not like,
oh no, I need a pillow that's like literally this high off.
so that's why you use a blanket.
Yeah.
What if you got like a feather pillow that like had not,
Seriously, I'm gonna way too soft.
so you want it firm but thin?
It drives my husband crazy. It's a whole thing.
This is fascinating.
I also prefer sleeping on the ground, but that's like a whole different thing.
I can't anymore.
I can't. It's my favorite thing in the entire world.
I'm in my mid-30s and I can't.
The older you get, things change. And that's what I'm saying.
Aggressively.
You are very, like, you have very specific things that you like.
Like your pillow.
And so when you
Or
go,
your blanket.
my pillow blanket. Actually, I don't think I used a pillow at the hospital. I think I just slept
Well, that
on
makes sense because you
the
don't
mattress.
use pillows.
Yeah. So I think like when you're going to something like labor and having a baby at a hospital, if you are able to bring comforts from home, like a specific blanket, pillow, or whatever.
Bring your creature comfort.
Right.
Yeah.
It's going to make it just a little bit better. A little bit better.
Yes. And I will say that in addition to like the pillow, the light, the noisemaker, the lip balm, and the extra bag. That's
The extra bag is
we'll
really,
get back to that.
yeah.
We'll come back to the extra bag in a minute and talk about how you feel that. I would say the only other thing that I really am glad that I brought was a blanket. I brought like this brown blanket. It was like, I don't know how to describe it. It was chilly out when we went to the hospital, and hospitals are cold because they're sterile.
And they don't have thick, like their blankets aren't, they're
Like,
like,
no, they're like sheets.
yeah.
They're sheets. And so, and especially because my daughter was small when she was born, it really helped to have like a blanket from home.
Yeah.
And I used it the entire time there. I would put her on my chest and I would just like have this blanket over us, and it kept us so warm.
Yeah.
So
It is, yeah.
those are like my things. It's like 5 or 6.
No, I think it's, yeah.
I want to hear, what were the things that you packed that you absolutely
no.
utilized, and then we'll do stuff we didn't
Okay.
utilize.
So the thing I think I utilized the most was my iPad.
I love it. We brought one too, and we used it a ton.
Because when I was induced, we both induced. So when I was being induced,
Yeah.
it was like they put this Foley balloon in my cervix, and then it was like,
Yep.
just wait.
Just hang out. Yeah,
And
we
so
watched
for
the
hours, I
show.
just watched my show. And then, the Foley balloon came out, and they're like, okay, you're 4 centimeters dilated.
Wait more.
Wait some more. And it was like, and I did sleep some when I was being induced, because like,
Until the contractions really
Right.
help,
It was
you're actually
fine.
resting, like if you're induced, but like
and then when the contractions started, I just watched my show on my iPad.
to like distract yourself.
Right. Like it
That's
just didn't. And then even after my daughter was born and we were just at the hospital,
Well, there's nothing to do.
there's nothing to do. And the TV is this big.
And it's like,
The volume you can't figure out.
no, we actually never could figure out how
No.
to we never turned the volume on. We couldn't figure out how to
Yeah.
turn the volume on.
So
Yeah.
it was nice just having that to be like a distraction, but also a really long like cord for your iPad.
Oh my gosh, yes, I forgot to mention this. We also packed like an extension cord.
Yeah.
I know those small like white ones you can get from
Yes.
Target. We brought one of those.
Yeah.
And we also brought a long charging cable for our phones.
Yes. Yeah. You need
those.
long charging cables, because typically where you're laying, the charger, the outlet is not,
It's like over
it's
here.
way behind you.
It's like behind you on the bed, or it's like on the wall behind your bed, which
Yeah.
is 4 feet away from
Right.
you.
So it's like,
So
I definitely made sure that I
Yeah.
brought that.
Yeah.
One of the other things that I brought that I loved is just like really comfy socks that had grippies on it.
Okay, I wish that I
That
had
are mine,
bought
not hospital ones, but mine.
I wish that I had done that, and if I were to ever have another kid,
Yeah.
I would bring, like, my own socks that are
Yeah.
comfy.
Yeah. I can't think of anything else that, like, honestly, like, those are the 2 things I remember being, like, top of my list.
Okay.
But for me, the things that I just didn't use is I brought, like, more clothes than I needed.
Oh, I brought way too many clothes.
I think I wore, like, 1 sweatshirt and 1 pair of sweatpants, and that was it.
Same, and I wasn't comfortable in them, but the only reason I put them on is because we were walking. I
Right.
needed to, like, walk
Right.
to, like, move that scar tissue around. They were like, "Molly, you need to
You
walk."
just, like, don't need that many clothes.
But it's your preference. Like,
Right, it's a
I know people
preference.
that, like, wear their clothes and, like, bring their own gown.
Right, which is
Like, I have a friend
great.
that, like, brought her own gown and, like, wore it. I was, like, in the hospital gown, and I was totally fine with it,
I was fine
and I
too.
knew that I was gonna do that.
Yeah, I didn't care.
So it's, like, to each his own on that.
Right.
Yeah. And I would say, yeah, like, the clothing was the biggest thing that took up space
Mine
that
too.
I did not
Right.
use. I didn't use it.
Yeah.
I didn't use it.
And it's like any baby things that you would pack, the hospital has them. You don't need to pack them.
Don't pack baby things. Bring, like, one outfit to bring your kid
Right.
in, you know? And, you know, if you can make it the right size, that's great. You're kinda guessing,
My
honestly.
daughter was swimming in her newborn outfit I packed.
Same.
So it's crazy.
It looked ridiculous. We looked ridiculous.
So it's just like, do not, you really don't need that much you do not need that much, in my opinion, when you're at the like, obviously, toothbrush, if you're wearing contacts, your glasses and stuff, but, like,
toiletries.
and you do wanna take, like, shampoo and conditioner.
Yeah, because the stuff they have at the
It's not
hospital
great.
sucks, and honestly, you're gonna wanna take a shower
You
at
feel
some point.
gross.
You're covered in everything you birthed.
Yeah, so, like, you're gonna wanna
You're gonna
but
wanna shower at some point.
I was also in the hospital, I think, for 3 nights, and even then, like, I didn't need a ton of stuff, and most people are only there for, like, 1
Yeah.
or 2. So it's like, and worst comes to worst, either a family member hopefully can bring you something if you forgot it, or your spouse maybe can run out and get it. Like, it's not
Like, Ryan ran home, took a shower, and, like, dropped some stuff off and brought things back.
right.
Like, if you're not far from the hospital,
It's not too
you
bad.
can do that. It's not bad. Yeah.
But we do want to reiterate bringing extra space in your bag or another bag because I mean, like, we went home with a bunch of diapers,
Yep.
formula,
Yep.
wipes, because every time they would restock, we would just casually put it into our bag.
Or, like, I would use, like, half of it, and then toward the end, I was, like, stockpiling.
Right.
But also, I was just straight up with my nurses, and I was like, "Hey, I really need ice packs, and I don't have any at home. Can you get me any?" And they
Right.
were like, "We got you, girl."
Right.
I literally went home with tons of diapers.
Yeah.
I went home with diapers for my daughter, because everything that's in your cart for your child, you can also
Right.
take. So you're taking stuff for your baby. You're taking diapers for you.
Yeah.
You're taking ice packs.
Yes.
You're taking what's that spray that you spray on that, like, numbs you? Like a king. No, not like that.
Your mouth. No. Whatever that stuff
Whatever
is.
that stuff is. But, like, all that stuff.
Yeah. Like, it's really, really nice.
Yeah, you gotta just ask for it, honestly. And,
Yeah.
like, the nurses will hook you up.
Yeah. It's kind of amazing.
They will.
That's our quick rundown, though, of just, like, hospital bags. Maybe we'll do, like, a little bit more, but we also want to hear from you guys. What did you pack? What did you like? What did you not even use? I think it'd be really helpful. And maybe we could just, like, make a list or something. I have no idea.
We should make a list. Send your list. I'll check it twice, and I'll, like, put it on our Instagram and social media.
Perfect.
I can't wait. Okay.
Love it. But if you have that, you can either message us on Instagram or TikTok at Surprise Mama, or email us at surprisemommapod@gmail.com.
Yep.
I mean, thanks for listening. We're on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. We really appreciate it. And yeah, anything else?
I don't think so. I love the little quick
I know.
hospital bag.
I love it.
All right. Pros
Okay.
and cons.
Okay.
It's great. Okay, see you next time. Bye.